What's up, guys? Or should I say, good day, mate. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's been going on in Australia, but let me tell you what, from what I have researched, it looks like hell has broke loose down under. Riots and protests have broke out, and rightfully so. It seems that the tyrant Australian government is out of control. Here in America, you don't hear anyone talking about what's going on in Australia right now. And the reason is Americans are thoroughly distracted with football games, rock concerts, and television. And let me tell you what, the television they're watching is not what you're seeing on the screen right now. They could give a flying fart about Australia because they're thoroughly distracted with bread and circuses.
There's Monday morning traffic, and then there's this. Thousands of cars and trucks lined up at the border, drivers stopped and interrogated. Police doing their best to get through the growing gridlock.
Good few hours at least. Already late for my appointment.
Ridiculous. I feel like I'm in Russia.
Drivers only allowed to cross for essential work or essential travel.
If saving lives is well worth it, that's one hell of a wait.
Now make no mistake about it, folks. That is a VAXX checkpoint, and they are limiting your travel, restricting your travel if you do not meet their checkpoint requirements. So what might be their checkpoint requirements? Oh, I don't know, maybe proof of getting the jab. I warned you guys that this was coming. It's coming to America. It's coming to wherever you live. I warned you on this channel during several live streams that one day you're going to be driving, you will come to a halt, traffic will be backed up for miles, somebody will eventually walk up to your window in a uniform and a muzzle, and they will demand to see your VAXX passport. You won't be able to turn around, and they will insist that you either take the jab on the spot, or they can take you away to a very special camp for an indefinite amount of time.
Businesses forced to close as their customers are kept inside and their staff kept out.
Just seems a bit unfair, really. We can't go to work, so we've lost 100% of our Queensland clients.
Further west in Wallangarra, students from New South Wales ordered off their school bus and sent home as the town was split in two. The only general store is in Queensland, its owner in New South Wales.
People who live 60 feet the other side of the border can't come across to the one and only shop in the whole area.
One group of workers also trapped on the other side of the border are teachers, no longer considered essential. Extended as the Queensland government plans even more restrictions.
Those essential workers, they will be required to have at least one dose of their vaccination.
How they prove it is still being worked out.
Look, I trust people. So who's going to go and put forward and say they've been vaccinated when they haven't been?
Given until Friday to get the jab and hopefully get back on the job. Elliot Chipper, 7 News.
So, Josh Riveridge, how's the traffic down at the border this evening?
Well, Max, as you can see behind me, it's a lot better than this morning for Queenslanders heading home from New South Wales. And the queues are expected to ease over the next few days as more people are turned around. It's anticipated fewer will try to get through. The new vaccine rule will also prevent more people from crossing into Queensland. A new border pass is likely to be introduced once that vaccine order comes into play on Fridays. Authorities are hopeful that will not only protect Queenslanders but also help ease congestion here on the border.
It's anticipated fewer will try to get through. The new vaccine rule will also prevent more people from crossing into Queensland. A new border pass is likely to be introduced once that vaccine order comes into play.
They came from both sides of the border and met on the state line. The protest began peacefully, upset citizens with genuine concerns.
I can't go over there to get my cancer treatment.
Just to make a stand for people that don't have the option to obviously go to work.
But as crowd numbers rose quickly, anger and aggression also escalated. Police from both states made several arrests, but they were clearly outnumbered, some officers even targeted.
It's very disappointing that we have members of the public target individual officers or target groups. Like I said, we were there to try and facilitate their protest and assist them in trying to do it safely.
New South Wales is in lockdown, but with no confirmed cases in the Tweed yet, the group felt they had a point to prove.
New South Wales is in lockdown, but with no confirmed cases in the Tweed yet. No confirmed cases in the Tweed yet.
Marching from New South Wales into Queensland, led by a man on a horse.
Go across the border! Cross over! They cannot arrest all of us!
They were armed with signs and fuelled by frustration. There was little concern shown for the virus potentially spreading. Very few people were wearing masks.
Protests such as this do place all members of the community at risk. As we've seen in other jurisdictions, it only takes one person to actually spread this virus.
While there are many reasons protesters have gathered here today, it was initially organised because of frustration over the border closures and new vaccine rule to enter the state.
I think it's wrong. It should be illegal. It shouldn't happen.
It took police 2.5 hours, but negotiators succeeded. The group eventually dispersing, not before ensuring their voices were heard.